Welcome back again to Center. We'd like to especially welcome those of you who have just watched the exciting season finale of CSI New Hampshire, in which an accountant appeared to have an alibi, then had his alibi discredited, then was set free when it turned out that no one had actually been murdered. Fabulous television, just fabulous. As promised, we travel now to New Jersey to interview winning team member Geza Lutsky. Geza?
Well, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Some questions for you. Now, what would you say the difference was between this year and last year's game?
It's obviously Dr. Hockey and lack of. Dr. Hockey is a beast, and this year he was not present, which made planning for the game much easier, because we didn't really have to plan for it at all. We didn't really have to worry about offense or defense. We just, did what we did, because we didn't have to worry about Dr. Hockey, whose hellacious record clearly would have driven his team over the top once again.
Were you nervous going into the game? As Eminem would say, palm sweaty, vomit on his... I don't know the song. He's a popular artist. Mm-hmm. Anyway, nervous, were you?
We were excited. There was a sense of excitement on the whole team. This year we wanted it bad. We knew what was at stake. And we went out there and gave 110%. Nervous? I don't think so.
What would you say was the turning point in the game?
Oh, there were many turning points in the game. Definitely the Lombardi interception that was batted in the air after the other team had just gotten the interception and gotten all the momentum and tied the game, by the way, 2-2. That kind of helped us move forward 4-2, and then they made it 4-3, and then after that, that interception really kept us in the lead. As long as you can stay in the lead and stay positive, the other team really has to work, and eventually it just wore them down.
Can we get you to talk about the overturned call?
Well, you try and drag your feet, and the cameraman did a great job. He gave us a great angle, but it was a question of control, and you can clearly see on the replay, as you got closer to the sideline, the ball was still moving. So I think that's what did it. If we were just able to secure the ball before we got to the cones, possibly, then the call would have went our way. But it was still moving even slightly at the end. I think it was a good call overall. And again, it didn't really affect the outcome of the game. You hate to see the game decided on a call like that.
Did you get nervous when the game became tied?
We were concerned, but like I said, we were riding the high. We were not going to let anything stop us, and it showed in the game.
What was going through your mind when you had such an enormous lead?
Well, we talked about that a couple of times with our teammates. At that point, at the halftime, we were already cramping up. I was cramping up severely, so it was 6-3 at the half. And as you get to 7 and 8, you just want really to get out of the game. But at the same time, you're trying to savor the game. You're trying to enjoy it. You're glad that you're in the lead. You're happy. You're winning. But at the same time, you're just like every pass near the end zone, you're hoping somebody catches it to get the game over with. And that's the way it went.
Having won this year, does it make it all that much worse not getting the win last year, as you could have been in the midst of a dynasty?
Well, that would have been 2 wins, right? It's 2 wins, a dynasty in this league. In today's day and age of free agency and what have you, it's tough to keep a team together. Tough to keep a team sober, and I would have liked to have won last year, but it was a close game actually. It's very disappointing to lose last year. It was very intense. It kind of fueled us this year to push us over the top to get that win.
Mm-hmm. How does it feel to tie Dr. Hockey with the most wins?
Well, he wasn't really present, so it's kind of hard to. An absentee tying, I guess, is as good as him actually being here. Not really, but it's tough now, and I don't know if I want to be on the same team as him so he can keep it going, or do you want to beat him, and move up ahead of him. It'll be tough. We'll see. We'll see you next year, Hockey. We'll see what happens.
Compare last year's loss to this year's win.
Well, last year's loss just created a fire, a hunger, because it was 12-10, and it's Dr. Hockey and Jamie Turnage and Dave Harbacken. I mean, it's not an all-star Pro Bowl cast. we could have won that one. We were up several times in that game, and it just creates a hunger. You want to take that back, which we did, which feels really good.
Right. Mm-hmm. Any special satisfaction in beating Dave?
No, Harback before the game talked a little bit about how we were both tied, and this was going to be the one, this is going to be the one that somebody was going to take the lead, and that kind of fired me up. Surprisingly, I didn't think much about it up until that point where he had said, we're both tied, and actually he had mentioned that he was going to take the lead. So I kind of took that personally as a personal challenge. So that's what fired us up.
And can you compare this to other Center Bowls?
Well, a lot of those trips you had a great weekend where there was Vegas and other locations, or you had a great game. This time you had both. You had a great location, we had a great time, except for Juan Cartel's drug dealing restaurant for $57 per menu item, which was a shakedown in some seedy back alley. But otherwise, the game and the trip in general were great. We had everything. You couldn't ask for more.
Are you looking forward to next year's Center Bowl?
Yeah, it should be a great time. Everybody's good for it so far. We got 50,000 people already good for it. So we should have 12 on 12. We should have substitutions, everything. So we'll see when it comes down to the final 6 again. See how that goes.
Well, thank you, Geza. That was boring, quite frankly. That held virtually no interest for anyone at all. But congrats and all that.
All right, you bet. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.